Winker is back. Jesse is headed to Baltimore to join the Mets today as they begin this 6-game road trip going into the All-Star break where they look to take back first place. They are a game out. After the Phillies loss to the Giants, the Mets have a chance to get back in the first tonight with a little bit of help from the Giants beating the Phillies. You're watching Mets Daily. I'm your host, Jake Brown, at Jake Brown Radio. Smash that thumbs up on the video, hit that subscribe button, and click that join button. Become a Mets Daily Insider. By the end of the week, we are launching our giveaways this month. So you want free stuff, you want Mets gear, you want a bobblehead, tickets, you got to become a Mets Daily Insider. Click that join button and join for just $5 a month, cheaper than a cup of coffee. You'll get an exclusive watch party during the week with me and members only, and then a members only weekend video. This weekend, we just did one with 54-year season ticket holder Jane from New Jersey. Incredible interview from inside the Clover Club that only members will get. So hit that join button. Appreciate it. And the Mets go to Baltimore. They win 2 series in a row. Now they go to Baltimore. And, man, Jesse Winker being back, not just for his bat, his presence and the exuberance that he does provide is similar to Jose Siri, where if he gets on, he might score. And if he scores, he might throw a helmet in excitement. And he's going to get you fired up watching him. And if he's going to double, a go-ahead RBI double, he's going to get everyone fired up. And that's a personality that I feel like this team's missed. And I know he's been around, but when he's playing and he's part of the action, it's much different. And mind you, the Mets bottom of the order ultimately gets better. Like, this was a spot where Mark Vientos, Mauricio is staying. They said Ronnie Mauricio will make it. So we'll see what the corresponding move is. As I record this at 1:45 p.m., we have not heard yet. So when you watch this, you might have already known. My guess is Jankowski. If not, it would be Marte to the IL. Marte had the knee issue the other day. Maybe he goes to the IL. Mets think to themselves, you know what? We have the All-Star break next week. If we put him on the IL now we can just have him back first game after the All-Star break. So that could be the move for the Mets here. Make it retroactive to yesterday and give him the 10 days. So it's either Marte or Jankowski, which means Ronnie's going to stick around, and it means, Mark Vientos got to get it going. I don't think Vientos is an everyday player right now. In fact, maybe that's the corresponding move. Do they send Vientos down? Now, I think it's probably too soon to do that. But at this point, Ronnie Mauricio is hitting a better bat. Jesse Winker's back. Where does Vientos play? Beatty's been playing pretty well. You got to play Beatty here at third. You got to play Ronnie at second, McNeil in center, and Winker at DH against right-hand pitching. And against lefties, if Marte is indeed out, Vientos and Mauricio might have to split time as the right-hand bat, as the designated hitter. But Mark Vientos doing himself no favors with the way he's playing baseball. Not good defensively and has not been hitting. And at the very least, he has to hit for this team. And that's hopefully what Jesse Winker will do. It took Marte one game in the outfield to get hurt. He gets hurt at the plate, but could have been knee barking from him playing the field. Winker, same thing. First game got hurt. He was out, but now he is back. Excited to have him back in the fold. The Mets also get a little pitching help. Another unknown. Same with Pintaro, who had the intriguing story. Alex Carrillo, a guy who played in the independent league, who's bounced around, was in the minors in 2019. Has not pitched since. Alex Carrillo, he's 28 years old. He throws 100 miles an hour. And this is a guy that, has no major league experience. He was in a rookie league in 2019, bounced around everywhere. He had a 4.19 ERA in 19 1/3 innings in Double-A this year. In 4 games, 5 2/3, 0 hits, 10 strikeouts. With the cheese, with his off-speed stuff, look at Carrillo as being kind of a middle relief option, and the Mets seeing what they got in him. You might as well. Now, the reports out there are that the trade market could materialize a little bit earlier for relief pitching, which means maybe the next week, maybe over the All-Star break, the Mets do make that move for a reliever. And one of these guys, whether it's Batista, Jake Bird, we'll see who else is out there. But I expect them to get relief pitching. Right now, they're seeing internally what they got. Maybe Carrillo could end up being a really good piece for them. So I'm looking forward to Carrillo. You got Jesse Winker. And then, starting pitching. Sean Manaea. Final rehab start likely tonight. The Mets expect him to potentially be back this weekend. Now, if all goes okay tonight, the Mets say there is a chance, or at least I believe Puma said there's a chance, I forget who said it now, that you might see Holmes start Sunday with Manaea back him up. That way, both of them don't have too long of a layover with the All-Star break. So you get them both some work and then you get them both coming out of the break. Kodai Senga, he will throw a bullpen, I believe, today, and if that goes well, he will start for the Mets likely on Friday in Kansas City. So the Mets are getting Winker back tonight as DH in the lineup against a right-hand pitcher against the Orioles, the last place Baltimore Orioles sitting at 40 and 49 in the American League East. You get Winker back. You get Senga back likely on Friday, and you get Mania back likely on Sunday, and then you head into the All-Star break, and you have those guys all locked and loaded ready for that Red Series coming out of the All-Star break. You maybe add a reliever at the break via trade. All good things in Mets land are happening. Now, speaking of pitching and trades, should the Mets go for Mitch Keller? You see his numbers on the screen below. The top number is his this season. The bottom number is his career numbers. You kind of got to overlook the record. He does not get any run support. The Pirates' offense is terrible unless they're playing the Mets. A 3.64 ERA, 18 starts, 106 in the third innings, 84 strikeouts, a whip of 1.19. He's had a really good year. Now, I'm not trading Ronnie Mauricio for him. If you're the Mets, what is the package if you want to get Mitch Keller? Now, to me, I don't even know if Mitch Keller would be a playoff starter for you. So you're making a trade for a starter. You have to be pretty damn sure that they have a chance to start a potential maybe Game 4. I mean, you're thinking World Series if you're the New York Mets. And you got to think, who is my World Series potential Game 4 starter? And you have Senga and Mania hopefully healthy. And you got to assume health as well. You have Holmes if he even makes it there, but I don't know if he will. You have Peterson if he makes it there, and we don't know if he will. So maybe there is an opening for a Game 4 starter with Griffin Canning now for the year. Montas is not going to be a playoff starter most likely. So you're looking for a playoff starting pitcher. Can Keller be that? I think he can. But he's not a guy I'm trading massive pieces for. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're in last place. They can't be asking for the world for Mitch Keller. If I'm the Mets, I say maybe Vientos, Pintaro, Tidwell. I think that's fair. If you move Vientos, if you want to keep Vientos, Beatty, Tidwell, another prospect, something in that realm. I don't think that's a crazy ask. I don't think that's a low ball move. But if I'm the Mets, something around, Beatty, a Tidwell, and another prospect. I think that should be enough to get it done. You cannot trade Ronnie Mauricio. You're seeing the potential he has. That would be a massive mistake. I like Acuna, too. I don't want to trade Acuna. I would rather the Mets trade a Beatty or Vientos. I think it's a little early to cut the cord on Vientos, but when you have this many guys, someone's got to go. And, so far this year, the sophomore slump has been very, very disappointing. And unless he turns it on here the next couple of weeks, you got to think they're shopping him. Now, his value is low, so maybe you want to wait till the offseason. But you can't keep throwing Vientos out there just because of what he did last year. He's not helping them win. And the Mets need guys to help them win. So my package, the ideal package, I think, is a Beatty, Tidwell, and maybe Pintaro or another. Or it's Carrillo, the guy that have come up. If Carrillo lights it up, maybe he's the third piece. And I think the Mets, part of their figuring is, hey, if Carrillo comes up here and looks good, maybe he's trade bait. You'd like him to stick and be part of this bullpen, but he's an unknown. He's 28. He's bounced around independent leagues all over the world, and he throws gas. He throws over 100 miles an hour. So we'll see velocity if that really is the thing. But a lot of guys can throw 100 now. So that's not the craziest thing in the world. But if he can mix it with good off-speed stuff, that's going to be fun to watch. Mitch Keller, like it. Again, Seth Lugo is who I'm going for. I would love to get Seth Lugo. You're watching Mets Daily. We'll have trade rumors all month long. I think they're starting to materialize. Again, you'll see relief pitcher. I think a couple of them move next week over the All-Star break. I think that's a time where GMs can meet and talk, and they're not focused on the day's pitcher and the day's lineup and the injuries. So next week, I do think you start to see some moves, and maybe even one or two this week before the deadline. Smash that thumbs up in this video. Thank you so much for watching Mets Daily. Subscribe. Click that join button below. Become a member. I'm Jake Brown, at Jake Brown Radio on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you follow me as well. Thank you so much for watching. Mets-Orioles tonight. It's Clay Holmes on the mound for the Mets as they look to win another series. He'll go up against the righty Brandon Young, who has been dreadful this season. So beat up on these bad teams, Orioles and Royals, before the All-Star game. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's go Mets.